Hello, and thanks for joining us. My name is Meg Barker, and I am the founder of a startup company and network called Associate Cecile, Innovation, Science, and Technology. That's Ask IST for short. Our company was launched from Saint Cecile de Machan, Quebec, Canada. We are a virtual team of internationally experienced management consultants that advise, assist, and train organizations in areas related to innovation, science, and technology. Our secretariat is in Canada, but we interact online with consultants around the world on a project-by-project basis. We use online meetings and an evolving bundle of web-based applications to assist clients to launch and manage their initiatives in a cost-effective manner. Our bundle includes applications for video conferencing and cloud solutions for online collaborative work. We help clients to source experts as needed and to conduct online focus groups, review panels, and stakeholder consultations. We also help clients to produce their own online presentations, workshops, and webinars. The choice of web-based applications for a given project depends on our assessment of its effectiveness and on the needs of the client. We have operated a virtual office since 2009. We use other apps, for example, PowerNoodle for online brainstorming. All of the foregoing is fuel for our passion in developing multi-stakeholder networks and communities of practice using social process methodologies, video conferencing, and cloud solutions. You can learn more about us on our website at www.askist.com. So, now I will turn to our Clean Tech Preview. I hope you can all see the slides. Good. Okay, I would like to introduce you to our online interactive webinar and workshop series on clean tech provided by Canadian expert Richard Lebel of the Aylmer Group, Quebec, Canada. Richard just completed requirements for full membership of the European Energy Centre. Our workshop series on clean tech is now 2 years old, but it is being constantly updated and improved. For fall 2014, we are arranging our material to pursue the theme, the global market for clean tech, drivers and opportunities. For more details about us, the developers of this workshop series, please find us on LinkedIn at the addresses indicated here on this slide. For details about the original workshop series and our online review panel, see our blog entry on the Ask IST website at the link on this slide. Updates will be published this fall, 2014. So Richard, I'm about to make you the presenter.
Thank you, Meg, and welcome everybody to our online presentation. This is a preview of our online workshop series entitled Global Market for Clean Tech, Drivers and Opportunities in 2014 and going forward. We have a basic problem that affects everything, affects our economy, our communities, and our lifestyle. And while it's manageable today, it's going to get a lot worse. It could even become catastrophic. And we have to do something about that now. That problem, of course, is global warming due to climate change. But global warming is not the only problem we have to deal with. We also have to be concerned about the unsustainable use of planetary resources and systems due to pollution and biodiversity loss and a variety of different impacts of humans on the environment. Today and for the foreseeable future, we continue to rely on fossil fuels to power our society. In this slide, our dependence is obvious. The major segments that relate to the energy sources upon which our economy depends come from fossil fuels in the form of oil, coal, and natural gas. As we move to a greener and cleaner environment and economy, we need to remove this dependence on oil and grow our dependence on renewable energy sources that have a low or nil carbon footprint. Of course, we're familiar with many of the more established renewable energy sources such as hydroelectric and biomass, and we need to grow some of the less conventional but still rather popular and growing sources of renewable energy, not the least of which would be wind and solar, especially solar photovoltaic. We also need to look at some of the other renewables that are becoming more and more of an option under given circumstances. These would include, for example, geothermal, marine energy, enhanced fuel cell systems, and so on. Clean tech is not just about clean energy. It's not just about renewable energy. In fact, it deals with a whole series of sectors that affect, or technologies that affect the way in which our economy operates. And in this workshop series, we will be looking at not just the energy aspects of the clean tech sector, but a whole host of other aspects that deal with issues related to adaptation to climate change, as well as mitigation of climate impacts, as well as technologies that can help us to reduce the human impact on the environment. Clean energy, which is one of the categories we'll be looking at, includes the renewables we've already mentioned, and it's debatable whether we can include nuclear in that. For the purposes of this discussion, we will not be focusing on nuclear. We'll be looking at other forms of clean energy. We will discuss energy storage, which is extremely important for ensuring that we can make best use of our intermittent energy resources so that we can have energy on demand that is not dependent on when the sun shines or the wind is blowing. We'll be looking at a variety of different storage technologies that are gaining traction and the interest of investors as well. We'll also look at the very significant sector of energy efficiency, include energy conservation in there. And here we'll be looking at some of the smart technologies, so smart grid, smart building, and unrelated technologies that affect the way in which energy is used once it's been generated. In other words, we'll be looking at transportation of energy and end use of energy and related technologies to increase energy efficiency. We'll be looking at the transportation sector, which is extremely important because of its very significant demand on fossil fuels and the important impact it has on humans. We'll be looking at smart transportation systems, electric vehicles. We'll look at traffic management and related issues and factors. Air and environment is considerably as a burning issue, literally and otherwise. We'll be looking at factors related to carbon capture and storage. And we'll be looking at carbon markets, carbon trading. We're looking at emission control and a variety of different technologies associated with cleaning the air, so removing pollutants, but also limiting the carbon footprint of various air emission activities. We'll look at clean industry. We'll look at new material innovation. We'll be looking at the role of building information management technologies that can be applied to sustainable design. It actually also applies to the energy efficiency sector. We'll be looking at equipment innovation. In the water sector, we'll be looking at wastewater. A lot of the water sector deals with what we might call adaptation issues to climate change, so issues related to flood monitoring and control, wastewater, as I've already mentioned, water management in general, water grid, water reticulation, and so on. In agriculture, we'll be looking at smart climate agriculture technology, smart agriculture technologies that can help to limit climate impacts. We'll be looking at sustainable agriculture in its various forms as well. So there's a fair amount of detail we'll be going into in the series, looking at these various clean tech sectors. Now, clean tech, globally speaking, we're not just talking about the clean energy aspect here, but all of the clean tech sectors, if we bring them all together, the estimated value is quite significant. We're talking about an actual realized clean tech value of about $5.5 trillion in the period 2011 to 2012. And this is a growing amount of investment in clean tech. So it's not surprising to realize that the private sector has seen the opportunity and there's considerable investment. Indeed, there are a variety of different investment tools and financial devices that are made available in order to fund clean tech activities. We're looking at some of those in our discussion. On a year-by-year basis, of course, we're talking about 2.56 trillion a year, and again, a growing sector. In fact, it's growing at a faster rate than many other sectors of the economy. In Canada, we'll look at the clean tech market as well. We'll look at it in passing, and we're not going to go into much detail because it's covered in much more depth by other specialists. We will look at, we will just outline the potential of the market in this country. In Canada, it's worth about $60 billion a year, and potentially, and in the recent past, 2010, 2011, we were talking about a $9 to $10 billion market for clean tech. Now that's larger than the value of the oil patch, so it's a significant market opportunity. Indeed, over 700 firms have been documented to have their own intellectual property related to sustainable technology, goods, and services, and it's estimated by various government departments that between 2,000 and 3,000 firms are also offering goods and services in this sector. While they might not be using their own IP, they're basically offering goods and services related to the IPs developed by other firms. In the clean energy sector, which is of considerable interest because energy is directly related to CO2 emissions, there's considerable interest in trying to limit those emissions, both because we want to reduce the potential impact on global warming and also because we want to reduce pollution levels. This indicates the amount of investment ongoing, and while there's a dip, most recently, that dip is considered to be transient. Indeed, figures from 2014 suggest that we're well on an upward trend. Now, in order to mitigate and to limit the amount of global warming to maybe no more than 2 or 3 degrees Celsius, it's estimated as well that we need to invest in total about $550 billion a year in the clean energy sector alone. So we'll be looking at that aspect as well. Finally, we will not just be looking at technologies, we'll be looking at a variety of different policies and practices that are needed to be brought into place in order to reduce the amount of CO2 that's emitted in order for us to meet our CO2 or our global warming commitments, our goals, which is essentially to try to limit warming to 2 degrees Celsius, 3 degrees at the very most. So we're looking at issues related to energy efficiency, power generation, fossil fuel subsidies, and so on. The data we're using for this workshop series is available online from a variety of different publicly available sites and sources. Some of the data is readily available, some we've actually purchased, and some is based on the expertise that we've acquired in the work that we've done over the last 30 years. We've worked extensively in over 55 different countries in the developing world, and we've got considerable experience also in the industrialized world as well, which is always important if we want to do comparative analysis. We'll be talking also in terms of mitigation, climate change mitigation and adaptation, but as I mentioned previously, we're not just focusing on the clean energy aspects here. We'll be looking at the clean tech sector in the broadest sense of the word. And that means we're looking at other sectors apart from the clean energy and the energy-related sectors themselves. So without further ado, I will thank you for your attention, and I will now pass the word on to my colleague, Meg, who will take it from here. Meg, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Richard, for your overview. I'm now making myself the presenter. Richard, can you see my screen?
Yes, Meg, I can see it.
Thank you. Okay, although that was the briefest of scans of a very large topic, we hope that it has piqued your interest. Each Clean Tech online interactive webinar and workshop costs $50 per person. You can take 1, 2, or the whole series. We believe this workshop series provides value to anyone interested in clean tech, sustainability, and related investment and market trends. It will also interest policy analysts and policymakers working in energy, sustainability, or the environment in the public and private sectors. Finally, we believe that investors looking for new trends and opportunities in clean tech will find our workshop series useful. Our small online workshop format encourages attendees to ask questions in English and network with one another. This preview will soon be made available in French as well. To expand upon this preview, we're planning a free live demo for the end of October 2014. The demo will provide you with somewhat more detail, introduce you to our online meeting platform, and allow you to ask questions. If you're interested in attending, please contact us using the contact form at our website. Finally, as I return to the website, I would just like to advise you that our Clean Tech workshop and webinar is simply an indication of our skills. We can help clients at different levels and on various topics related to innovation, science, and technology. So come to our website, click the Contact tab, and contact us for more information. So that's it for now. Thanks very much for watching.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye-bye.